If Friday's ULTY trading was bad, then Monday's was an absolute grand slam. Wow, what a day. Two stocks above 20% each. The average stock in the ULTY portfolio was up 5.95%. We had 19 winners on the day, only 3 losers, and one of the losers, Coinbase, was only down a basis point, 0.01%. Bullish and Opendoor technologies were down a bit, but everything else in the portfolio was pretty much above 1% on the day. The biggest winner was Rigetti Computing, up 25%. MP Materials, which was a news-driven announcement that moved it up, was up 21%. NewScale up 14%. Quantum Computing up almost 13%. Symbotic up 10.5%. Just incredible moves in the ULTY portfolio. Incredible moves in the stock market overall. The NASDAQ was up 2.12% on the news that came from the White House, which was not a tweet, but a post on Truth Social, where the president tweeted, "Don't worry about China. It will all be fine. Highly respected President Xi just had a bad moment. He doesn't want depression for his country, and neither do I." I believe this was written on Sunday and posted on Sunday, so that gave markets a lot of optimism that perhaps the tariffs and the critical software export controls were not going to be put in place, or at least maybe they would come to some sort of a deal with China about those two sticking points. So an incredible day for ULTY and the market. Like I said, NASDAQ up 2%, ULTY up 2.07%. So it didn't quite beat the NASDAQ, but still a fantastic day. But sticking with ULTY and why these stocks were up in particular, Rigetti and MP Materials, it was news coming out of Jamie Dimon's mouth. Jamie Dimon is the CEO of JP Morgan, and this is the press release that I wanted to cover. JP Morgan launches $1.5 trillion security and resiliency initiative to boost critical industries. That's the headline. The sub-headline was that the firm is going to make direct equity investments of up to $10 billion, so I think it's $10 billion apiece, as part of this initiative to address needs in key sectors from critical minerals to frontier technologies. So obviously that helped critical minerals, which is MP Materials. They bullet pointed here supply chain and advanced manufacturing, which could be Symbotic. They mentioned robotics, so that definitely drove the price of Symbotic up, which was up 10.5%. Also from this press release, defense and aerospace. And we all know the aerospace company that ULTY holds, which is Rocket Lab. Almost said Rigetti. Rocket Lab was up, where was it today? Rocket Lab up 1.81% today. And grid resilience and distributed energy. Energy independence and resilience. This might have helped First Solar, but ULTY no longer holds First Solar. I believe they sold out of it last week, or maybe it was the week before. But very important was frontier and strategic technologies, including AI, cybersecurity, and quantum computing. And the two quantum computing stocks, as we know, are Rigetti and quantum computing itself, which were up big time today on this JP Morgan news. So JP Morgan really helped ULTY today, whether they knew it or not. Definitely not intended, but that gave it a big boost, the 2% boost in ULTY. Other news in the portfolio is that MicroStrategy bought 220 new Bitcoins. I think their average price, it says here, was $123,000 per Bitcoin. So they now have about 3.1% of the total Bitcoin supply. We also got news from the Lucid Group, which is that they're opening up 2 stores, or they have opened up 2 new stores, both in California. One in San Jose, so in Silicon Valley, and the other in San Diego, or if you're a fan of Anchorman, San Diego. So that was good to see, even though the Lucid trade is not going that well. Finally, Rocket Lab, which we mentioned, they are going to be launching a rocket tomorrow. I think they've got the times here, Eastern time, 12:30 p.m., so kind of during market trading hours, and then 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. So this is going to be launching tomorrow, and this is going to be their 73rd launch of their Electron rocket. Should be exciting to see. If all goes well, hopefully the stock follows it also up into space, and we can track that too. The other news around Rocket Lab was that Morgan Stanley raised its price target from $20 to $68 a share. I think Rocket Lab right now is at $65, so they're pretty close to that. And their comment on it was basically that it's a SpaceX alternative, which it is an alternative to SpaceX, and it's a publicly traded one. So Morgan Stanley making news around Rocket Lab. We might see this company go up, or this stock go up even more tomorrow. Like I always say, it's a news-driven stock, so the market might react to that Morgan Stanley news, maybe a little bit more buying. And if the rocket launch is successful, that could also probably prop up the stock too. So we'll keep a close eye on Rocket Lab when we do our market update tomorrow. And now turning to the new trades tracker, these are all the stocks they bought since September 22nd, when they bought about 6, and then they added about 2 more. Since then, these were like down 2 million on Friday, and today they're up 82 million, so about an $80 million gain in the ULTY portfolio in one day. They're now up 9.46% instead of being relatively flat. This is great to see. The only loser right now is Lucid, down 9%, but the big winner here is going to be MP Materials, up 34%. So if ULTY were to sell out of this, we'd get some capital gains there. Short-term capital gains, Symbotic up 24%, SoundHound 10%, and Figma is at 1.27%. So, kind of hovering around the negative, but still good to see Figma's in the positive when it wasn't last week. Now let's turn to the actual Figma trade itself. They did put on 2 new trades today. I'm going to highlight these at the bottom in yellow. The first was a covered call where they collected about $1.4 million. This is going to expire this Friday on the 17th. And then they also bought back a call, one of the $75 calls. They bought it back for 58 cents. So let's see if we can find that one there. It looks like it's this here. Looks actually like it's these 2 here. So this was a profitable trade. You see, these are the $75 strike prices. They expire on the 17th of October. They did it in 2 lots. One was a 6,000 contract lot, the other a 7,000, so total 13,000. And then they bought them all back at 58 cents. So a steep discount from what they collected there. So that's pretty nice to see as well. And they issued another covered call, or wrote one, sold that, collected 1.4 million. So the net from today is they collected 663,000. In options credit, they are still down 7.8 million, but in paper gains, they're up 1.5 million for a net loss of 6.3 million, or down 5.22%. So they're holding these calls around $70. Share Figma trades around 64. Assuming Figma doesn't trade up to $70, they're not going to get their upside capped, and they'll just collect a premium. They bought their puts over here around 64, 61. So we'll see what happens. And if it goes below 61, their downside is protected there from this option, because they'll have the right to sell 6,000 shares at $61. So this trade's developing nicely. I think it's getting better as long as Figma holds and they can still kind of roll their options, collect the premium each week or every other week. Hopefully it ends up in the positive. Opendoor itself not doing too well. No new trades. The active trades on Opendoor are these ones at the bottom here. These were initiated on Friday. We've got 2 covered calls, both around the $8 and $8.50 range. They got some protective puts around $7.50. And right now they're down $21 million in paper losses. Options credit, they have 11 million to offset that, so they're down 9.9 million, or down 12%. Lastly, Lucid, no new movement here, no new trades, just the price is around $21.39. It's good to see that the price hasn't fallen too much. You look at Opendoor, that's a super volatile stock, and Figma's gone in big swings. Lucid seems to be relatively stable. We'll see how long that holds on for. But yeah, they're down 5.7 million, mostly in the paper loss, but their options credit is up. So thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know in the comments how you treated Friday, what it was like for you to watch the stocks go down, and then also Monday, how you felt when you saw it going up as well. Did anyone buy or sell on Friday or Monday? I'd be interested in knowing that, or maybe some people reinvested. One other important update, guys, that we got from yieldmax is that ULTY is now going to be doing distributions on Thursday. So the distributions are going to be declared on Tuesday, starting October 14th. The X date, so the day that if you buy it, you don't get the dividend, that's going to be the 15th. And then payment is going to be on Thursday, October 16th. This is for a lot of the funds, but the one we most focus on this channel is ULTY. So just as a reminder, in case anyone hasn't seen that news, ULTY is going to start paying on Thursdays, not Fridays. So thanks everyone for watching, and see you in the next video.